Beautiful. All right, let's get started. So on your mats, we're actually going to start in a kneeling position today. So coming onto both of your knees, you can either sit down on your heels, but if that's a bit uncomfortable on your knees, we can go up into high kneeling. And we're going to start with a little bit of a side stretch. So open your arms out wide and then reach your left hand down your left side, right hand overhead, and see if you can touch towards the floor with that left hand, reaching down, stretching overhead. Good. Go back up to the ceiling, reach the right hand down your right side, and your left arm goes overhead. And you want to feel that all down that left side there. And again, we'll go a couple more to each side. Come up through the middle, and then tip over, and then back up through the middle, and over. We're going one more time to each side. Left, and then we're going to add a little bit of flexion after this one. So we'll go over to the right, reaching overhead, and now start to fold forwards. Bring that left hand down towards the ground, drawing a little bit of a circle. Reach the right hand over your head, coming into that right side stretch. Pause here. Reach forward, fingers sort of sweep across the floor, left arm goes overhead, and we're stretching the left side. Let's go a few more times, round towards the ground, and overhead, feeling that stretch. Back around towards the ground. And overhead, one more time, down towards the floor. Good. And over, and down towards the floor. And over. Keep that left hand reaching over your head. Grab your left wrist with your right hand and just pull it a little bit further across. We'll hold here for one big breath in and out. And then we'll flip over to the left. Grab onto the right wrist with the left hand. Reach it, really stretch it. Hold for one breath in and out. Come up tall and roll the shoulders. All right, so we're going to start lying down. If you want your little towel under your head, you can. Grab your tins or your dumbbells for those using them, and then lay down nice and flat on your back. We'll have the knees bent and the feet resting flat on the floor. We're going to start with our hands holding one dumbbell or one tin in each side, reaching straight up to the ceiling. And let's just start with the arms going overhead, tap the floor with the tins, and then back up to the ceiling. Now, as your hands reach overhead, just try and keep the shoulder blades resting on the floor. So we want to try and reduce that temptation to really round through the shoulders. Think of staying broad across your collarbones, and just think about your rib cage staying nice and flat, like we've got that heavy book resting on top of it. Well done. Let's bring the hands back to the ceiling, and then we're going to go straight into our double tabletop position. So one leg and then the other. Neutral spine, so you've got that little bit of space under your lower back, and your shin bones are nice and horizontal. Let's exhale, hands go overhead. Inhale, hands come back to the ceiling. Exhale, overhead. Good. Inhale to the ceiling. So as your arms go overhead, just feel like you're actively pulling through your stomach muscles to prevent your ribs from lifting upwards. So just warming up through those stomach muscles to start with here. Hold there with your hands to the ceiling. We're now going to take, really dropped it, one arm wide, open your left arm to the side. As you do that, feel like there's this pull of your body towards that left side that you're resisting with your stomach muscles. Let's do the same to the right. Feel like you really work through your oblique muscles here to prevent your body from twisting as your arm reaches wide. The heavier the weight, the harder this will be to resist. So go slow, go really slow, opening out, using your tummy, and then coming back to the middle. Keep alternating here, and soon we'll be adding a leg extension to the exercise. We're going to do one more to each side just with the arms. Let's try and breathe out as you open the arm, and breathe in as you bring it back, and one more to the right, and then come back to the middle. So now as your left arm opens, your right leg extends long. Very good. Back to the middle. Well done. As the right arm opens, the left leg extends. Good. And we'll keep alternating here. So now I want you to feel a deeper connection through the front of your stomach wall. As your leg goes long, your lower back might want to arch, and that's where you need to pull a little bit more firmly between the pubic bone and the belly button, and also the ribs and the hips. So we've now got a little bit of our obliques happening as the arm goes wide, but then also that deep TA abdominal muscle holding in as we stretch the leg out long. Let's keep alternating. You are going to have the option to progress this exercise by opening both arms and stretching both legs long. If you want to keep going with just the single legs, you can. And if at any point you want to stop extending your legs and just keep doing the arms, that's another option as well. All right, let's do one more with the right arm and the left leg and hold here. Belly in nice and firm. When you're ready, if you want to have a go, both legs long, both arms wide, and then they both come in. And we can have a few options here as well. So if you feel like your lower back arches as your legs stretch out, try and point them a little bit higher. So the higher you go with your legs, the less weight basically your stomach has to work against from your legs, and the easier it will be to hold. If you're feeling it pretty easy, you can aim a little bit lower with your legs. But I want you to be really mindful that you're not just dropping the legs down. It needs to be with control. Let's go for another 5 here. Exhale as you lengthen. Inhale as you come back. 4 more. Good. Make sure you've got that breathing control. Last 3. Good. 2 more, and then we'll hold in tabletop. And if you want to rest your feet down, you can. 1 more time. Open out. Come back and rest your feet down there if you want to. We'll have a little moment here. Well done. So we're going to move on to our double leg stretch exercise, which will be going back to our arms overhead, and we'll be adding a chest lift as we get through this exercise. So legs are at tabletop once again, hands are reaching to the ceiling. So we're going to go both arms overhead and then back to the ceiling. And then you can start stretching one leg out as the arms go overhead, and then bring it in as the arms come in. And then the other leg stretches out, and then bring it back in. And we'll alternate here. Good, and back. So now we're working a bit more on our central abdominal slings here, and we'll get our upper abdominals working with our chest lifts when we get to it. Breathe out as you go long, and then breathe in as you come back in. And really keep focusing on connecting between the ribs and hips here. Let's go. You need to think about your pelvic floor here a little bit as well. So we want to get that co-contraction between the lower stomach and the pelvic floor. If you're feeling comfortable, let's add our chest lift. So as the arms come back up, you're going to curl forward, reach your arms either side of your hips. And then we'll lay down, stretch one leg long, arms go overhead, and then we'll curl up, hands reach down by your sides. Stretch it out, good, and then lift back up. As you're going long, make sure you're not letting go. So this is not a point of relaxing. Let's lift up and then stretch out. Good, we're going to do a couple more here, and then we do have another option to go double legs if you want it. Otherwise, you can keep going with your single legs, or of course you can put your feet down and just continue with your upper abdominal work. Lucy, you're still okay to be doing these. Little chest lifts are okay. All right, let's curl up, and then this time it's both legs. So we'll stretch out, both arms overhead, good, and then we curl up. Good, we've got 10 of these, and then we're going to finish this abdominal sequence off with our hundreds, which if anyone remembers it is where you maintain your chest lift and you just pulse your arms up and down 100 times or thereabouts. Counting is not my strong point when I'm running these classes. Let's go overhead and then curl up, sink ribs to hips, belly to spine. Let's go 4. Starting to feel that in the stomach. 3. Good. 2 more before we hold our chest lift. 2. Good. Last one, stretch out, curl forwards, hold here. Pulsing those tins or those dumbbells up and down. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Try and inhale as you count to 5, and then exhale as you count to 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to stretch our left leg out as we keep pulsing through the arms. 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, right leg, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to go both, this is your chance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more breath in and out and rest. Well done. Grab your knees, hug them towards your chest. Have a little sideways rock or draw little circles. You want to feel your back kind of massaging against the ground here. It should feel pretty nice. Good. All right, that should have warmed up the stomach. Let's come up from there onto your stomachs now. You'll need your tins within reach. So let's just roll straight over, press through your palms and lift your chest. Good, stretch out the tummy. That should feel nice after doing all those crunches. And then lower yourself back down. And then this time when you lift up, I want it to be a bit more active through the arms. So we're gonna squeeze the shoulder blades back, press through the palms, and really try and use the backs of your arms as you lift. Good, and then lower back down. And again, squeeze between the shoulder blades, lift the chest, and stretch up nice and tall. Look forward rather than up or down. So we want the neck to be following the same line as the rest of your spine. Good. So we're going to do a little bit of scapular work now in our tummies. This is going to work the backs of our arms and between our shoulder blades. So have your tins either side of you, and then you'll just be resting your forehead down on your little towel. And that's important because you need to be looking straight down at the ground. So we want the neck to be neutral. So just rest there, grab your tins, and then let your hands rest by your sides. You can either have your palms facing down or up, whatever feels more comfortable to you. And then through your abdominal area, I just want you to think about drawing your belly button up towards your spine. So we're still connecting between the ribs and hips. The focus of this exercise is to get the shoulder blades to draw back and not to get the lower back to arch. So we want to try and keep the lower back as neutral as possible. So holding those tins, we're just going to start with our shoulder blades. So draw the shoulder blades back, squeeze them towards each other, and then let them go. So your hands are going to stay on the floor for the first 8. Good, and down. And I just want you to get the feeling of that full relaxation and then that full squeeze. So as the shoulders come down, depends on how rounded you are. You might touch the ground with your shoulder tips. You may not, but make sure you go through your full range. All the way down, completely relax, and then squeeze all the way back up. All the way down, and then squeeze all the way back up. Let's go for another 2 here before we start to lift through our arms as well. Good. One more time. Relax all the way down. Now squeeze the shoulder blades. Keep them pulling back. Don't let them drop. Hover your hands off the floor. Let's pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. We'll do that again. Shoulder blades come back and we pulse. Now through this exercise, you may feel, or you might not notice, but I want you to be really careful that when the hands lift, the shoulders don't just tip forward. So it's all about squeezing between the shoulder blades. Just gonna move my towel a bit. So let's lift and pulse. 3, 2, 1, and down. Try and really squeeze your elbows to straighten them so that you're working through your triceps. We're going to do this 3 more times. Lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. If you're letting your elbows bend, you probably won't feel the backs of your arms working as well as they need to. And down. One more time. Let's lift and pulse for 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Well done. Take your arms a little bit wider. I would suggest turning your hands this time so that your fists are facing, like your thumbs are facing the ground and your little fingers are facing up. And we're at about 45 degrees from our bodies. So shoulder blades come back, hands lift. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. These are really good for posture. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. We're just going to slightly go wider and wider as we go. At the moment, we're about 45 degrees. We're going to be aiming overhead at some point, eventually. So if at any point you start to feel this in your neck, I get you to stop and just bring your arms back down by your sides. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's take the arms a little wider. Shoulder blades squeeze. And we lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest. Good. Shoulder blades back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest. One more here. Shoulder blades back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we're going overhead. I would suggest overhead, your palms face the ground and your arms are making a Y shape, a capital Y. So we're not straight up overhead, we're out wide. Let's go, shoulder blades back and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And down. And again, shoulder blades lift. Then the arms. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. These are getting hard. 3 more rounds. Shoulder blades back. Arms lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And one more. No, 2 more. Shoulder blades. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round. Wakes, I hope you're not using your 2 kilos. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pop your dumbbells down. Just leave them where they are. Reach your arms all the way over your head. So your hands are stretching out in front of you, kind of like you're swimming freestyle. We're going to engage through the tummy, keep the arms reaching long, and now just lift your chest, lift your head off the towel, hover your chest off the floor, and then lower back down. So we're still getting that little squeeze between the shoulder blades. We exhale, hover the chest, inhale, hold, exhale, lower. Let's do this 4 more times. Remember, you're using your stomach muscles, so this doesn't all just come as a hinging point from your lower back. And squeeze and lift for 1 breath in and lower down. 2 more here. Let's hover, hold, lower. 1 more time. Hover, hold, lower. And now we're going to hover and we're going to lift the legs. So lift the chest, reach the arms long, lift the legs, and then we kick the arms and the legs. Let's kick, 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 kick. Keeping the chest lifted, keeping the stomach engaged, keeping the legs nice and straight. Let's go for 10, 9. Keep looking down at the ground so your neck is neutral. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Well done. Let's press through the arms, come into a child's pose, and let the lower back and neck relax. Let your forehead touch the ground. You can have your arms out overhead, or you can let the arms rest back behind you for a really restful position. Let's just take a big breath in here, and then a breath out. 1 more breath in, and out. Good. That's a great exercise for your posture, and a really good one, again, for all the young mums who are feeling a bit rounded. Even not the mums, even just those of us that don't have wonderful posture sitting at our desks. So we're going to take 1 tin and come into a 4-point kneeling position. Palms will be flat on the floor under your shoulders. Knees will be resting directly under the hips. So if you remember from last week, we're going to do our scapular protraction and retraction exercise here, just to get that position. So keep the elbows straight. Let your chest lower towards the floor. Feel your shoulder blades come towards each other. Push the floor away. Lift your chest away from the ground and feel the shoulder blades come apart. We sink down. Good. Squeeze back between the shoulder blades, and then we press up. Now, if you can see yourself in your screen or anywhere else, have a look at your lower back and check we're not losing our neutral spine position. So as your chest sinks down, your back stays flat, it doesn't arch. And then as your chest lifts up, your back stays flat, it doesn't round. So we're not doing a cat and camel stretch here. We're just doing our pure scapular protraction and retraction. Well done. All right, now with your right hand, grab onto your tin. Press through your left palm, make sure your chest is lifting away from the ground, and then bring your right elbow beside your waist. We're working through some tricep extensions here. So you're going to breathe out, straighten through the elbow, and then breathe in, bend back to 90 degrees. Squeeze the elbow to straighten it, and then let it bend. Try not to lean over here because we're going to have the option next of stretching the left leg out if you want it. Keep that right shoulder blade drawing back so it's not tipping forward here. And we're just working through the back of the right arm. Let's keep going. And if you would like to, you can stretch your left leg out. You can keep your toes resting on the ground as your first option, or you can lift that leg up and reach it long as your second option. Let's keep going. for another 10. Good. 9. Make sure you really squeeze the elbow straight. So with your tricep ones, if you just kind of swing in and out, you really won't feel much. It's got to be that full extension and hold, and then bend. Hold, and then bend. I lost count. Sorry, let's do another 4. 3 more, and then we'll hold that elbow straight. 2. 1 more. Squeeze it straight, hold it long. Little pulses up, up, up. You can pulse your leg as well. Let's go 10, 9. Squeezing that elbow. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Well done. Again, into child's pose. Well done. We're going to keep overloading our right shoulder now. So come and sit down facing the screen. And then we're going to go into our side bend. We will come back and even things out, I promise. So we'll start with our mermaid seat position. So the left foot is going away from you and the right foot's going to rest against your left thigh. Let's just reach the right arm to the ceiling and pull that elbow towards your ear, feeling a stretch through that tricep after we just worked it. So our next sequence is a bit of a planking, side plank into front plank sequence. Try and stick with me, but we'll have a few goes, and so if you need to just watch for one repetition, you're more than welcome to, and we can always progress from there. So let's start with the left foot flat on the mat and the right foot behind the left. I can't remember which ankle it was, but probably potentially best to sit this one out, and I think you should just do these on your knees instead. For the rest of us, we will be left foot flat on the floor, right foot tucked behind the left, and right hand flat on the ground. So let's be really strong through that right shoulder. Use the right arm, press through that palm, and we're going up into that side plank. So reach long through your legs, reach your left arm over your head, and let's hold, lifting up under that waist. Good, let's hold here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then come all the way down. Good. So remember, if you need to move your hand after that little practice one, do, because you want to make sure that your legs could go completely straight. So you might even need to move your feet away from you a little bit, and that your shoulder ended up pretty much above your right hand. Let's go again, and we're going to add a little twist in. So let's press up into the side plank, hold it there. Now reach that left arm underneath you. Lift your hips a little bit as you do. So coming into a little bit of a triangular shape. And then reach the left hand back to the ceiling. Let's do this 5 times. Scoop the hand underneath. Think of that left rib coming towards the right hip. And then back up to the side plank. Exhale, sweep the hand under. Inhale, open to the front. Last 3. Good. And lift. Good. 2 more here, and then we'll come back down into a seated position before we go into our full flip around, our full 180. Last one. Reach back to the ceiling, and then bend the knees, come down. Well done. So we'll be going from our side plank next, all the way over to a front plank, and we'll be holding that front plank, and then we'll be coming back to our side, and then coming all the way back down. All right, so let's press through the palm, reach overhead, side plank, hold here. Pivot on the toes, bring the left hand to the floor. Find your front plank, lower the hips a little bit. Well done, hold here. Pivot back onto the toes and reach the left hand to the ceiling. Well done. So if you're okay with this, let's go again. Over we go, hold, pause, and then back out to the front. Good. And again, over and pause, and then back out. Well done. And then this time we're going to go all the way over to the other side. So let's go to the front plank, pause there, flip on the toes, reach the right hand to the ceiling, hold there, come back to the middle, flip back to the front, and then we're sitting down. Good. I just have to, get rid of this, and we will continue. All right, well done. Give your shoulders a good roll. So let's come back to our hands and knees for our 4-point kneeling with the lift. tricep. All right, so hands on the floor, knees under the shoulder, knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. Take the tin in your left hand and bring your elbow by your side. When you're ready, let's straighten that left elbow, squeeze it long, and then let it bend, pressing through the right palm. Squeeze the elbow to straighten, and then let it bend. Well done. So keep your spine nice and straight here, nice and neutral. Keep the left shoulder blade drawing back, so the left collarbone stays broad, and you're pressing up through your right palm, so that your chest stays away from the floor. So we're not getting any sinking, saggy chests here. Let's squeeze through the elbow, well done, and slowly bend. Good, all right, if you want to, you can stretch your right leg out and rest your foot on the floor, or if you'd like that extra challenge, let's lift the right leg up and hold it off the ground for another 10 of our tricep presses. Good, using those stomach muscles. 7, good, 6, 5, drawing back through the shoulders, 4, really work on squeezing the elbow to straighten it, 3 more, and then we do our little pulses. Try and get that right leg really straight. 1 more, and let's pulse the arm and the leg. 8, 7, 6, using the tummy, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest, well done. Take a seat. We're in our mermaid now, facing the other way. Reach that left hand up, draw the elbow towards your ear, and feel that stretch down your left tricep. Good. And then we'll come back into our side plank. And Pav, I forgot to say, you can go on your knees on the front plank as well. So you can pivot into that kind of position as well from your side planks. So we'll have the left foot resting against the right thigh. Sorry. Right foot flat on the ground, left foot tucked behind the right foot, and the left hand on the ground. So let's switch on through that left shoulder, lift the chest away from the ground. Right hand starts resting on your right knee. When you're ready, press up through your right foot and your left hand, stretch it out, and let's do our test plank, making sure everything's in the right position, and we'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bend at the knees and sit back down. Good, so make any adjustments you need to, whether you need a bit more length in your legs or in your body. And then once you're there, let's go up again for our twist. So up into the plank and hold. When you're ready, reach your right hand underneath your body, turn, and then come back out. Good. 4. Good. Keep lifting through the waist. 3, pressing through the shoulder. 2 more here. 2. Good, and 1 more. Under we go. Straighten out and sit down. Very good. And then our next one is where we do our full twist into the front plank and over into the side plank. So when you're ready, come up, find your side plank, lift and hold, and then pivot forwards, right hand comes to the ground. Hold here. I'm going to turn back towards the front, hold here. Over onto your toes, find that front plank, and now pivot to the other side. Open out with the left palm, facing the back of the room. Back to the middle, back to the screen, and then let's go 1 more time while we're here. Middle and left. Very good. And then middle and screen and rest. Well done. Let's roll out the shoulders. So we need to give our legs a bit of a workout now. We're going to work on some quads. We've got our tins again. Love our tins. And come onto your knees. So we're going to start with our skier exercise, which we did maybe the first week or second week, I can't remember now. So we'll hold the tins with the palms facing upwards. Elbows are bent. And with this exercise, one thing to really remember is that your shoulders stay above your hips. So you're not leaning into it, you're staying nice and upright. Let's try and broaden the collarbones. And when you're ready, press through the palms to straighten the elbows and sit up onto your knees. Good, and then bend at the elbows, sit back down. Let's breathe out as we lift up, and then breathe in as we sit back down. Good. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Might not feel like too much at the moment, but those quads are going to get a bit of a workout. We're going to add a little arm opening at the top. So we'll press forwards, open the arms wide, bring them back together, and then bend. Good. Press forwards, open, close, and sit down. Let's keep going. Up, out, in, and down. 5 more times. Up, out, in, and down. Using the stomach muscles as well so that you're not arching through your back. And we'll do another 3. Good. And 2. Good. One more time. Sit all the way up. Stay up. Good. Turn your palms to face inwards now. Elbows stay straight. Body stays straight. We lean back. This is our thigh stretch. And then we sit forwards. So there's no bending in the body apart from your knee. Your knee joint is where the hinge happens. So that we're not sitting back through the hips. Body stays nice and straight and up. Let's go for another 5 here. I can definitely feel my quads. Hopefully you guys can too. 4, well done. 3, very good. 2 more here. 2, and 1 more. Let's lean it back. Hold it there. Opening the arms. 5, good. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and sitting up. Well done. Okay, place your tins down. We'll come back to them in a minute. We're gonna have a little stretch. So you're sitting on your heels. Now, this isn't always possible, so we might need our tins actually here. Depends how flexible you are as to how far you can go. So tuck your toes under, and we'll find a little stretch under the arches of the feet. Probably, sorry, this is not one for you right now. You'll be able to participate in the next part. So this should really stretch under your feet. I can really feel it through my toes, all the like plantar fascia under your feet. If it's too much on your knees, then you can put like a pillow under your bottom so you're not sitting as deep on the knees. We won't be here for too much longer, but it does need to get a little bit uncomfortable before you come out of it. Let's hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. If you want to untuck your toes, you can. Give them a little wriggle against the floor. Now we're going to come into, I believe it's called camel in yoga, but a bit of a chest stretch. So put your hands on your heels, lift your hips towards the ceiling and open your chest. Good. Now, if you can't do that, bring your tins near you and you might find that they are a better height for you to reach to. So let's reach up, open the chest, look towards the ceiling and hold here. Feel like you're opening up through the fronts of your hips and very much through the front of your chest. Come back down. We're going to take one arm off, reach to the ceiling and open up through one side only. Good. And then sit back down. And then we'll swap sides. Up and over, feeling a bit more of a side stretch here. And then sit down. Good. Up and over. And then sitting back down. Let's go 2 more times to each side. Just really moving through that stretch. Good. And 1 more to each side. Still stretching under those arches and toes. And last one. Good, coming out of that stretch. Well done. All right, turn to sit on your bottom. Grab your tins, of course. We're coming into our roll downs. So, hands holding the tins. Now, if your arms are getting tired, just put the tins down. You don't need to use them here. They'll just add a little bit to the exercise. So let's start with our roll down. We're sitting up on our sit bones. We tuck the pelvis under, roll back towards the tailbone. Really scoop through the belly. Imagine that your spine is turning into the shape of a C. Go back, so halfway, and then roll back to sitting. Inhale when you get to the top, and then exhale, roll it back down. Try and keep your feet flat on the ground, so you're not lifting your legs up. And then roll back up. So just go as far as you can with really nice control. That's the main thing in Pilates, is you just go as far as you can control. And you work within that range and you'll slowly build up strength and you'll be able to go further. Rolling back, good, and then rolling forward. As you roll down, try and keep the collarbones open. So try not to round too much through your upper back. The rounding is all happening lower down. We're going to add an overhead reach with our arms. So we'll roll back, hold. Arms go overhead. Keep them overhead as you roll forwards, and then bring them down as you sit up. So we tuck under, rolling back, pause, arms go overhead. You'll feel your tummy work a bit harder at that point, and then we roll forwards and the hands come down. And again, tucking under, hold low, arms go up, and we roll it forwards using the stomach muscles. Let's go one more time here, roll back, hold low, just the arms up and down. 4, good. Holding your tummy in 3, good. 2 and 1, and roll up. Well done. We're going to do a little bit of a row this time. So you roll back and hold, and now pull the left elbow back towards your chest, turn back to the middle. Let's roll to the right. Pull back, turn the chest, and then come back through the middle. So get this rotation happening through the spine. The ribs are twisting, but the hips are not. The hips stay nice and square here. Let's just keep twisting side to side. Good. Getting our obliques back in action here. Let's go for another 3. Good. 2. Good. And 1. Come back to the middle. We're going to combine our overhead arms with our twist. So we roll back, hold there. Raise your left arm up towards the ceiling. We're drawing a circle. Circle it around, sweep it down towards the floor, and then roll back up. Well done. Let's roll down and we'll do the left. So we roll back, stay nice and tight. Raise the right arm to the ceiling. Circle it around, get that twist through your spine, and then back to the middle and roll up. Good. Rolling back, overhead, and around, and back up. And let's do it a little bit quicker. Let's reach as we roll, and then sit up. Reach as we roll, and then sit up. Let's go for 5. Good. And back. Well done. Using the stomach muscles. 4. Good. And back. 3. And last 2. 1 more. And sit all the way up. Well done. Good. All right. Pop the tins away. Reach the legs long, fold forward. If you can't grab behind your feet, just grab onto your ankles, and we're just going to shake those legs out. Give them a little shake out. Well done. Good. Can you place your tins at the front of your mat and stand up? So coming into standing. I'll just come back a little bit. All right, we are nearing the end of our class. So can I get you to take your legs nice and wide? Point your toes outwards and then fold forwards. Let your hands rest on the ground. From here, we're going to walk our hands around to the left ankle, and you'll feel that stretching down the left side. Good. Walk your hands around to the right ankle, and you'll feel that stretching down your right side. Again, to the left. Nice little stretch there. And then to the right. Good. Nice little stretch there. Come back through the middle. Grab your tins. We've got our toes turned outwards. And we're standing tall. Oops, not too hard. We're going to come into some squats or plies here. So when you're squatting with your legs turned outwards, try and keep your body upright. Unlike when we squat more in parallel and we tip forward a little bit. So we'll just start with the tins at our chest. We open wide and then press up through the heels, stand tall. Sink down and then press up through the heels to stand tall. Good. Start raising the arms out wide as you squat down. And then bring the arms back down as you stand up. The arms are lifting as you lower, and then the arms are lowering as you lift. Let's go for another 5. As you squat, really point your knees wide. So really open the knees out to the side. We should have worn shorts for this one. 2 more. And 1 more. Let's lower down. Hold there. Little pulses through the arms, staying low. We're doing quite a long hold here. Let's do another 5 with the arms, and then we'll keep the arms still. 3, 2, 1. Stay low. Lift your right heel and lower it. Left heel and lower it. We've got 5 of these for each side. Arms stay wide. If you need to, if your shoulders get tired, just bring the hands to your chest. Otherwise, we've got another 2. before we do both heels at the same time. One more for each side. And now both heels up and down for 10. 9, well done. 8, 7, good. Press through your big toes. Keep the shoulder blades relaxed. 5, 4, 3, good. 2, 1, and lift up, arms down. Pivot to your left. We're going into our lunges. Let's have our hands at our shoulders, and this time we lunge down, arms go up, and then we stand up, arms come down. 9, good. Press through the front heel. 8, 7, good. Last 6, 5, 4, well done. 3, 2, and hold low. Let's pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7. We're going straight to the other leg after this. 3, 2, 1. Come up. Let's pivot back to the front. Turn to the other side. Ooh, hands at your chest. Let's lunge. Down and up. Not quite wide enough. Down and up. Good. Pressing through that front heel. 7, 6, 5. Good. 4 more before we pulse. 3, 2, and hold low. Little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up. Pop your tins down. Let's fold forward again. And just let the breath return. Couple deep breaths here as we just let our body fold forward. Good. And then we're going to heel to our legs back towards each other, about hip distance apart, and hold here. Similar to before when we had our legs wide, let's walk our hands around to the back of the left ankle. This time you might feel that more in the right leg. And then walk your hands around to the back of your right ankle, and you'll feel that down your left leg. Back to the middle. Let's do my favorite twist. Bend the left knee, left hand stays on the floor, right hand reaches to the ceiling. Open the chest. Back to the middle. Bend the right knee, left hand reaches to the ceiling. Back to the middle. One more for each side. Good. And then last one to the left. Back to the middle. Bend both of your knees. Press through your heels. Use your legs. Roll yourself all the way up to standing. And roll your shoulders. That's it. Well done, guys. Hope you enjoyed the class of the tins. They get heavy after a while. But yeah, well done. Hopefully that helped get the shoulders switching on and a bit of posture. I'll see you next week.